94-year-old Nonna Maria has sworn by this simple breakfast her entire life. The remarkable part is that she prepares it only once, then turns it into a completely different breakfast over the next 3 days. I instantly fell in love with that wonderfully simple idea, so I started calling it the 3 giorni breakfast. And then there were 2 very special ingredients I had never even heard of before. Today I use both of them all the time, but we'll get to those in just a moment. First, we carefully peel the zest from 2 lemons, taking only the thin yellow layer, and let it slowly infuse in a mixture of oat milk, maple syrup, and a pinch of salt. This gives the milk an incredibly delicate and refreshing lemon flavor. Nonna Maria takes her time with this step, at least 30 minutes over the lowest possible heat. In my version, I use oat milk and maple syrup. Nonna Maria prepares the original recipe with fresh goat's milk and honey. The milk comes from the family's own goats. While the milk slowly develops its flavor, let's prepare the pomegranate. And I'll show you a simple way to do it without making a mess in your kitchen or on your clothes. Nonna Maria has lived her entire life in this small Sicilian village, which is known for its unusually high number of centenarians. She generously shared several of the family recipes she grew up with, and little by little I'll be sharing them here on my channel as part of my From Nonna Maria series, because these recipes truly deserve to be remembered. And while we're here, I'd also love to ask you for a quick like and comment if you enjoy this recipe. Your support truly means a lot to me and motivates me to keep creating more videos for you. And don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any future recipes or upcoming parts of this series. While the milk continues to infuse, let's prepare the pistachios and the nuts. And this is where Nonna Maria surprised me again. Nonna Maria always soaks her pistachios and nuts overnight. She told me with a smile that it was healthier, and besides, she laughed, they're much easier to chew now that she doesn't have all of her teeth anymore. And even when the thin skins loosen during soaking, she still eats them. That's where many of the beneficial bitter compounds and antioxidants are found. After about 30 minutes, we remove the lemon zest from the milk. Now we bring the milk to a gentle boil and quickly whisk in the semolina. Immediately reduce the heat to the lowest setting and continue stirring for about 2 minutes. Then remove the pot from the heat, stir in the olive oil, cover it with a lid, and let it rest for another 5 minutes. Now we transfer 1 portion into a small bowl. The other 2 portions go into a small baking dish. That's the little secret behind this breakfast. Today, we're going to enjoy the first version. Tomorrow and the day after, the remaining 2 portions will become 2 completely different breakfasts. But even the very first version was a real eye-opener for me. Nonna Maria stirs several spoonfuls of her homemade goat's milk kefir into the warm semolina. Homemade kefir contains millions of live microorganisms that can help support a healthy gut. The kefir grain that transforms the milk into kefir was given to Nonna Maria by one of her neighbors many years ago. Since then, she has treasured it like a little family heirloom. In Sicily, it's still a tradition to share kefir grains with family and friends. And I was lucky enough to receive a small piece of hers as well. Since then, my kefir grain has been happily living in coconut milk instead of goat's milk. And surprisingly, it works beautifully. If you stay with me until the end of the video, I'll introduce you to my little kefir friend. It probably looks nothing like you're imagining right now. And if you're interested in healthy fermented foods, let me know in the comments. If enough of you are interested, I'd love to make a dedicated video about homemade plant-based yogurt, kimchi, or miso. The next ingredient surprised me just as much. Along with cinnamon, Nonna Maria almost always uses carob. Carob comes from the pods of the carob tree, and Sicily is home to some of the oldest carob trees in Europe. Carob has a naturally mild sweetness and has been used in Sicily for centuries. It's also believed to have beneficial effects on blood sugar, cholesterol, and digestion. Before my trip, I had never even heard of carob, and I never would have imagined that making my own kefir could be so simple. Today, both have become regular parts of my kitchen. By the way, Nonna Maria never uses all of these toppings at the same time. For each serving, she keeps it very simple. Sometimes pistachios, sometimes walnuts or almonds. Then whatever fruit is in season, pomegranate, figs, or grapes, or simply whatever happens to be growing in her garden. That was breakfast number 1, a lightly sweet, wonderfully fragrant semolina cream, and such a refreshing change from overnight oats. But trust me, the best part is still to come. Now comes the version that completely surprised me. The semolina has firmed up overnight, and now we cut it in half. One half goes back into the refrigerator for day 3. The other half is about to become a crispy semolina cube. Of course, Nonna Maria doesn't cut perfect cubes the way I do here. She simply uses the semolina exactly as it comes out of her baking dish. But I wanted to make it look a little nicer for you, because we all eat with our eyes first. Now the cube is rolled in fine semolina, then slowly fried in olive oil until beautifully golden brown. The outside becomes wonderfully crisp, while the inside stays beautifully soft and creamy. Once again, we finish it with carob, a little yogurt or kefir, and a small drizzle of maple syrup. Then I add some fresh fig, a few pomegranate seeds, and some chopped soaked pistachios. So simple and unbelievably delicious. But on day 3, this breakfast changes completely once again. To be honest, you can hardly recognize the original semolina anymore. The last semolina cube is now cut into slices about 1 centimeter thick, briefly dipped in milk, and coated on all sides with breadcrumbs. Nonna Maria makes her own breadcrumbs from leftover white bread. She simply grates the dried bread into fine crumbs. Today, I'm using ready-made breadcrumbs. The slices are then fried in olive oil until beautifully golden and crispy. Just like on the previous days, they're finished with cinnamon and carob. And of course, another spoonful of kefir or yogurt. Then a little fresh fruit. Today I'm using fresh strawberries, lightly mashed with a fork. And finally, I add a few soaked almonds and pistachios. And that's it. A wonderfully crispy, satisfying, and incredibly delicious breakfast. Fermented foods are still part of Nonna Maria's daily routine, and by now, they've become part of mine as well. And here it is, my little kefir grain. I received it from Nonna Maria a few years ago. Since then, it has been living in coconut milk instead of goat's milk. And to my surprise, it has worked amazingly well for years, even though it has hardly grown since then. My guess is that's because it has spent all these years living in plant-based coconut milk and almost always stays in the refrigerator. If you only need small amounts of kefir like I do, just 1 or 2 tablespoons a day, the refrigerator works perfectly. The fermentation simply takes a little longer. For a beautifully thick and creamy coconut kefir, I highly recommend using homogenized coconut milk. The difference was much bigger than I expected. I've tested both versions myself. Regular coconut milk from a can works too, but the kefir turns out much thinner. With homogenized coconut milk, usually sold in cartons, it becomes noticeably creamier and richer. Just make sure the milk contains as few additives as possible, because some additives can harm the kefir grain. I hope this recipe inspires you as much as it inspired me. Thank you so much for spending a little time with me today. I'll see you in the next video.